they just declared Dogecoin worthless, as the powers that be in the world have declared an all-out attack on cryptocurrency. This likely in part because Elon Musk is not doing what they want. He's implementing free speech on Twitter, which is something that I fully support, because I believe that even if you disagree with someone, they should be allowed to still have a platform to speak, and that should not be taken away from them. A lot of controversy around that, but at the end of the day, free speech needs to win because it makes Democrats better and it makes Republicans better. And that's the only way we can have a functioning democracy, not only in the United States, but also across the world. Because Twitter, Elon Musk's platform now, is not just a United States thing, it is owned by multiple people throughout the world in terms of if every single user technically is part of it and therefore they own it. Now, Elon Musk is the only actual owner of it, but everyone in the world participates. Everyone in the world needs Twitter to be a place where you can go and speak out against the government, no matter which party they are, and then make those government officials be better. Like I've said many times, what we want is to have the best Democrats and the best Republicans going head to head, and that will only happen if people are calling out the worst ones. But now to get to the big news here in regards to Dogecoin, and how they're officially declaring it worthless. My goodness, one of the most all-out scale attacks I've ever seen on crypto has happened over the last few days. Is this an attack on Elon Musk? Will we let them win? I don't think we will. But is Doge really worth the hype, even after Musk's Twitter buyout? This article, one of many, calling out Dogecoin, calling out cryptocurrency, all over the internet. These media personalities are continuing to say bad things about it. This one by Shiraz Jagadi. I wonder how much he was paid to write this article here. But in it, he basically said, Dogecoin this, Dogecoin that. One of his points here was Dogecoin's use case and trying to take away from it. But one thing he failed to mention is that Dogecoin now has the answers to that. It does have smart contract capability because of Dogechain. If you go and take a look at Dogechain, there are a lot of projects being built on it right now. It has smart contract capability that rivals Ethereum and is even better than Ethereum in many ways. And so that's why it's ridiculous when you see stuff like this, because they don't realize all of the ecosystem of Dogecoin has expanded well beyond its initial stages. That it's just the beginning, though. Take a look at this one. So now we have this article here, which I thought was probably significantly worse in some ways. FTX illustrated why banks need to take over cryptocurrency. We now have actual media personals who are saying, is that even a word? I don't care. We do. Media personalities. They're saying right now, FTX illustrated, banks need to take over cryptocurrency. Imagine the audacity to say that cryptocurrency, whose entire value is based off of being decentralized and not being controlled by the banks, at least a large part of its value, that needs to be now controlled by the banks. You have to wonder how in the world an article like this, a mainstream article nonetheless, could possibly go through, and then you start to dig deeper. And that's when you realize that this idea that they're having an all-out attack on cryptocurrency is not a conspiracy theory. It actually has so many different reasons why you can confirm that is in fact true. Yang Lan is the guy who wrote that second article. He said, the one about how FTX proves banks need to take over crypto. Come on. He says that so basically this guy, he's the CFA, the co-founder and chairman of Fiat24, the first Swiss bank built on the blockchain. He also holds a master's degree in economics from the University of Munich, however the heck you pronounce those silly foreign, those silly foreign colleges, and an MBA from IE Business School, a former UBS banker. I mean, has Munich, it's Munich, right? Has Munich even been relevant since World War II? I mean, I don't think so. Like, does anyone ever go there? I mean, maybe it's a cool place. I don't know if you're from there. I hope you like it there. But MBA from IE Business School, and of course, this is the kicker, a former USB banker. He holds decades of experience in banking. This guy has all the connections with the biggest bankers. These bankers, these people who are in control, these powerful people are launching this attack on crypto because they understand the threat that it represents to them. They understand there's a possibility they won't keep being able to cash those giant checks themselves as the banking system and taking advantage of people. And so it's very important that we call them out to the degree that we can, which hopefully will be a lot. Everyone needs to be on social media calling this out when you see it. Do not let these bankers try to change the narrative. Cryptocurrency is and always will be the future. And once it happens that we see crypto taking over the banking system in a lot of ways, that's when it's going to really be fun to kind of gloat and say, see, we told you, Mr. Yang Lan, or however you say your name there. But this crypto extinction, Peter Schiff predicted the 2008 financial crisis. He's calling this a crypto extinction. So this is going even deeper into the rabbit hole. Now, Peter Schiff clearly being paid off by them as well. Now he sees total destruction of fiat currencies, of digital currencies rather. here are 3 assets he likes instead. I wonder what those 3 assets are that he likes instead. So of course, even this guy, he's saying gold, which of course has insane government backing. You wonder, oh yeah, how much gold does the US government own? A heck of a lot. So of course, they want you to believe that cryptocurrency is not as powerful as gold. The bankers, of course, they want you to believe that as well. The bankers also, many of them hold a very lot of gold. They have not touched crypto to the degree that they've touched gold, not even close. So of course, they're saying stuff like this. We just need to absolutely, undeniably, and unequivocally call these people out when it happens. Recession-proof stocks. Okay, buddy, yeah, because stocks can be recession-proof. Sure, it's so easy to say that. And case in point, the second largest holding, Euro Pacific, is a cigarette giant. So he's telling you, invest in literal cancer-causing stuff rather than holding cryptocurrency. You have to just look at this and say on every single level, this is bad for the people. On every single level, guys like this should not be anywhere near positions of influence. And hopefully, the more we call them out, the less influence they will have. As everyone comes into live, oh, it says my screen is flipped. Oh, well, that's not good. I mean, it doesn't really matter. You can still hear me. But yeah, maybe there's a way I can flip that around. I don't think there is actually. So unfortunately, you know what I can do? I can just potentially do something here. We'll see. There may be something I can do, but probably not. Oh well, you can still hear me, and you can get the general idea here of what's happening along these lines. But it's hard to really understand how there's anyone who supports this. Do you see anyone on social media saying, "Oh yeah, I want the banks to take over crypto"? Of course you don't, because no one in their right mind would ever support it. No one wants that. The people of cryptocurrency, the people of just average day working class do not want that. They want to see a change. Everyone does. And so that's why I think it's so important that we do in fact get that change. Yeah, there's really nothing. I don't think I can do anything. But maybe what I'll do is I'll just turn off the camera there, and then we can go and look on directly on the websites here on my computer. I guess that's the easiest way to do it. We can go ahead and turn off the camera. But I mean, what an interesting day today, as Elon Musk has come in and declared Twitter a free speech platform, which even if you don't like Donald Trump, is still a very positive thing that we now have that ability. Because think about it, if Donald Trump, even if you're a Democrat, right, and Donald Trump says something you don't like, you can go on the platform and say why you disagree with that and put pressure against Trump. That said, I don't think Trump's going to come back on Twitter yet. At least maybe at some point he will. He'll probably, like, if he does win the nomination in 2024, or even if he does end up continuing his run for the nomination, he's probably going to come back like the day before election and say, hey, I'm back, make sure to go vote, or something like that. Because his account actually has been reinstated. And likewise, I think if you're a Republican, you should be happy about this as well. Because then now people who are Republicans are allowed to speak freely. And so if you don't agree that it benefits both sides, I think you are not looking at it the right way. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about your side winning. It's more about making sure the politicians that do win actually do a good job and actually treat people with the level of respect that they deserve. And so we'll continue to monitor this. We'll continue to watch it. But I think it's just one of the most important developments we've ever had. By the way, as a result of Elon Musk taking over Twitter in part, take a look at this. We're up to 280 million tweet impressions on Matt Wallace 88, my Twitter account. Massive day. That's insane. Look at that. 25 million profile visits. We're up 90,000 followers in like 3.5 weeks. My gosh. And we have close to 500,000 people. Think about that. 500,000 people that have added Matt Wallace 88. What an insane month. Elon Musk also saying, yay, he's invested in Tesla there, which I happen to like a lot. We also had some celebrities who are very much against Donald Trump coming back on Twitter. So take a look. Here's an example of one of them. So Billy Marcus is one of the celebrities that was very much against Donald Trump coming back on Twitter. That is SHIB Nakamoto on Twitter. So this is what he said. Donald Trump has been a cancer on the entire world and everyone's brain, and I personally maximally disrespect him. Then he also, in response to people who disagree with him, he said, then don't effing follow me, you absolute bottom tier effing idiot. I will do and say what I want. I don't care about you whatsoever. Which I just think is a kind of strange way to talk to people who you don't even know on the internet. That said, I mean, I will say SHIB in the past, he has had a pretty funny Twitter account. He said, I used to actually think he was very entertaining and funny, and I hope he goes back to that. I really do. But right now, it's just strange to see what's happening, and I feel like a lot of people have kind of looked at, are starting to look at him kind of in a different light. He's also said a couple mean things that I really don't think he should have said on Twitter, and so hopefully he'll change and he won't continue to act the way he's acting. I certainly think that would be better for Twitter. And when it comes to his opinion on Donald Trump, even if you have that opinion, I still think that Donald Trump should be allowed to speak on Twitter, because that's what free speech means, and you can't have partly free speech. If you're going to have it, you have to have it fully. And so I think that's really the most important note to take away from this. You're allowed to say things like that. You're allowed to disagree. You're allowed to call names of influential people in politics especially. And I encourage you to do that if you disagree with them. But I would also say it's probably smarter to give a little bit more of an elaborate reason on why you dislike him, rather than just a snappy comment like that, because it does kind of look, it does look a little abrupt, and I think a lot of people look at that and see something that they don't like. I just think that's not the way to go about it. He did also, he ended up deleting pretty much his entire Twitter account. It's still up, but he deleted almost all of his, I think he did delete all of his old tweets, almost every single one of them, including his initial Dogecoin tweet, which I just thought was kind of sad, but he deleted them all, and I'm surprised that he just randomly decided to do that, but it is what it is. It's what happened. Without further ado, we'll go ahead and end on a more positive note. So right now, we are seeing cryptocurrency continuing to hold pretty strong here, despite a lot of the bad news over the last month, especially with SBF and FTX. And so as long as we can continue to see that, there's no doubt that we're in the target range of 25 cents for Dogecoin. I just want to see it happen before the end of the year, that we see Dogecoin pass $1, but realistically speaking, the only way that will happen is with the moon landing. So I'm very much rooting for Elon Musk to be able to make that happen, and to be able to send Dogecoin to the moon. Anyway, I'm Wallace. This is Final Stand, and I'll see you in the next video.